Forget everything you've heard about Apache Junction, because this brand new community changes everything. So picture this, you get up in the morning, you grab your coffee, and instead of getting in your car, you just kind of stroll down the street a little bit to this huge 16-acre park that's right here in your community. There's a lake with people fishing, kids running around on a giant adventure playground. There's neighbors that might be playing cornhole or ping pong. And there's even a couple of dogs in the dog park running around having fun. And the whole time while you're at it, you've got these insane views of the Superstition Mountains. So this is Blossom Rock, and honestly, it feels much more like a lifestyle than it does just another community. But we got to back up just a little bit to truly understand what's going on here. So Blossom Rock is in Apache Junction, Arizona, which means we are way out on the far eastern edge of the Phoenix metropolitan area. Now, I first told you about Blossom Rock about 18 months or so ago when they were first opening up, and this place is only getting bigger and better. So this area right here, this is Blossom Rock as it sits currently, but all of this area, this is all planned future development. So honestly, this place is gonna be huge when all is said and done. So the cool thing about Blossom Rock is it's being developed by Brookfield Residential. And if you know Eastmark in Mesa, well, it's the same people that did Eastmark, they're doing Blossom Rock here. And they don't just slap a few communities together and throw up some houses. What they like to do is build communities where there's all sorts of amenities and walking paths and sports courts and things to do that bring the community together so that folks run into each other and get to know their neighbors. Now, there are 5 different builders here in Blossom Rock, and see if I can remember them all. So there's Tri Pointe, David Weekley Homes, Pulte, Lennar, and Brookfield Residential. And they've got an offering across those 5 builders. There's pretty much anything you want to find, from a first-time starter home to something that's really big and even has a 4-car garage. So I'll give you a real quick rundown on kind of what each builder is offering, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about this community. So Tri Pointe, they've got 6 single-story floor plans, and they range in size from just about 3,000 square feet to more than 3,400 square feet, and their prices start out in the low 600s. David Weekley comes in with 8 single-story floor plans. Those homes range in size from 2,376 up to 3,491 square feet, and their pricing is starting out in the mid-650s. Pulte, they're offering 9 different floor plans. They've got a mixture of single and 2-story homes. These guys range in size from 1,671 square feet up to almost 3,600 square feet, and their starting base price is sitting right at $480,000. Next up is Lennar Homes. They have 6 single-story floor plans to choose from. These guys range in size from just over 1,500 square feet to 2,647 square feet, and they've got a couple of next-gen options that you can choose from. These guys start out at just over $452,000. And finally, we have Brookfield Residential. Currently, they're offering 7 floor plans. They actually do have a new collection with 5 additional floor plans that will be coming soon. Their current homes, they range in size between almost 2,000 square feet up to 3,100 square feet, and they have a combination of 1- and 2-story homes, and their current base pricing starts out at $495,000. Now, Brookfield's coming soon series of homes, it's a smaller collection of homes, so those homes are going to be a little bit smaller, more on a starter kind of basis. I would expect their pricing to be a little bit less as well. But let's be real, the thing that's really going to sell people on Blossom Rock, it's not necessarily the homes, but it's going to be, look at this, it's going to be these amenities that they have here. Now, this is the main amenity compound, I guess you would call it right here. It's called Painted Sky Park. It's the first to open. There's still a little work to be done here, but it's 16 acres with a 1.5 acre catch and release lake right in the middle of it. Around that lake, you've got walking paths, shaded ramadas, and wide open lawns. There's even a dog park, mentioned that just a moment ago, called Rough Ranch, and that's split into 2 different zones. So if you've got a little dog, or maybe you've got a big dog, or you've got one that's timid, or you got one that wants to run an obstacle course, there's 2 different zones there, so there's gonna be a fit for your dog in one of those 2 zones. And right here in this same complex, and it's way back over here over my shoulder. Anyway, it's called Miners Run. This is a massive 3.5 acre adventure playground. We're not talking about your standard slide and swing sets here. This thing, it's got climbing walls, rope bridges, towers, slides, nets. Basically, if you're a kid playing here, you probably never want to leave. And for the adults, there's some sports courts here. We've got bocce ball, cornhole, there's some lawn chess. So really, I mean, this place is more of a big regional park than it is just a little community gathering in a regular neighborhood. And guess what? That's just a start. There are more big community parks with lots of little smaller pocket parks planned for throughout this entire community, because the developers, they want every home to only be just a block or two from some sort of an open green space. And then we can top all of that off with the Blossom Rock Trail. This is a bike path or a walking path that spans the entire community, almost like a spine holding it all together. And then I want to point out this building back here behind me, the one where the red chairs are and the brown, that's the community clubhouse. It's not quite finished yet. It should be opening up sometime in the next month or two. It should be open by the end of the year at any rate. It's called The Dutch. So picture an 8,000 square foot clubhouse. It's got these big pivoting doors that open up so it feels like an indoor-outdoor arena. And then right next to it is a pool pavilion with a big family pool, a kids pool. There's shaded loungers and lawn areas for just hanging out. Now this whole thing, as you can see, it overlooks the lake. So you're gonna have water views and mountain views while you're relaxing by the pool. And I should add, it's not just the physical amenities here. Brookfield puts together this community life team. It's part of the HOA where they organize all sorts of events. You can have movie night in the park or yoga or classes, maybe even some food truck Friday nights or something like that along those lines here. And your HOA dues, they're only $130 a month for everything we've been talking about and more. Honestly, based on some of the other communities I've highlighted on this channel, $130 a month is actually a really good price. And now if you've got a family with kids, well, there's actually a site set aside here within the community for a school. It's a Great Hearts charter school. They haven't started on it yet, but it is coming down the road a ways. And so you've got that option. Plus, currently we're in the Apache Junction Unified School District, so you've got their schools and there are other tuition-free charter schools in the area. All right, now let's talk a little bit about the location. One of the great things about this location here is if you're into outdoor activities, we've got you covered. It is close to some of the best activities around here. You got Lost Dutchman State Park. That's just up the road, so if you like to hike, you can be on a trail like Treasure Loop or Siphon Draw in about 10 minutes or so. Goldfield Ghost Town, it's super close. It's kind of a fun, quirky spot, maybe take your out-of-state visitors to. And then there's Canyon Lake, which is about 20 miles away. Now, Canyon Lake is one of my favorites. Recently sold my boat, so we're not going there currently, but it was one place that we went to quite often where you can water ski, you can swim, you can kayak. There's all sorts of beautiful nature and scenery around. There's eagles flying there, so you got all of this right at your fingertips. And so if you're into the Arizona lifestyle, you know, the outdoors and nature and mountains and desert hiking, well, you're gonna love it. But at the same time, we're not so far removed from actual civilization here at Blossom Rock either. What I mean is grocery stores like Fry's or Sprouts or Bash's, they're all 10 to 15 minutes away or so, and Costco's only 20 minutes away. And if you're hungry, you want someplace to eat, there's plenty of restaurants within the area at Superstition Gateway, or even into Queen Creek at Queen Creek Marketplace, but there's plenty of things to do there. And those locations are still only about 20 minutes here from Blossom Rock. Now I want you to stick around with me because at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you how you can download your own free copy of my brand new updated new home construction guide. And that's something that I think you're going to want. Now let's talk about Blossom Rock. Who is this place really intended for? Well, honestly, anybody and everybody. Relocation buyers who want new construction, but they also want to be close to hiking and lakes. Families who want more space and places where the kids can play outside. Maybe people who work from home, but they want a neighborhood that feels kind of lively, or even folks planning ahead who like the idea of that school coming into the community and they want to watch the amenities grow over time. Now, if you're thinking about Blossom Rock, let me give you just a couple of hints or tips or advice. First of all, don't fall in love with the model homes. You got to remember these things are highly upgraded. So when you do tour the model homes, you just want to make sure you understand what's included versus what's an upgrade. The next thing I want you to keep in mind is your lot, the orientation of your lot. Are you getting direct western sunlight in the hot afternoon into your backyard? That could be a problem because it does get pretty darn hot here. But other lots are going to have views of the lake. You're going to have views of the Superstition Mountains. And lots are always going to come with a premium attached to them. And where that lot ends up at is going to determine how much that premium is. So just a couple things there to keep in mind. Now, lastly, if you're working with a realtor, or you think you might be, and I'm encouraging you to do so, whether it's me or anybody else, your agent has to accompany you on your very first visit to the model homes and get you registered. And that's not just here at Blossom Rock, that's any builder anywhere. If that doesn't happen, if they don't get you registered, chances are really good that the builder's not going to be willing to compensate your agent, and you'll be left on your own to work out the deals with the builder if you decide to move forward on that particular home. And believe me, with today's new construction, you really do want somebody who's on your side representing you. So that's the scoop here at Blossom Rock. So if you're looking for a master plan community in the Far East Valley, you want something brand new, you want something resort style, well then Blossom Rock should be on your radar. It's definitely a place to check out. You know, here's an idea. Think about this. If you're interested in Blossom Rock, you can come out here, hit up the models that interest you with your realtor or somebody else, and make sure you've got them with you. So you hit up the models, you come over here, you check out all these amenities right here, and then maybe you stick around and you watch the sunset and see how the sunlight radiates off the Superstition Mountains over there. And then maybe you go into Queen Creek, over to the Queen Creek Marketplace, have yourself a nice dinner, and then you go home or back to your hotel. That's a good way to experience what life would be like here at Blossom Rock. Now, I promised you a way to get the new home construction guide. There's a link in the description of this video. Just click on that link. I need your name and your email address. I'd love your phone number too, but that's not a requirement. Just put in that information and that guide will just automatically download right there for you. I hope you find that information useful. Now, you're gonna wanna watch this video up here because this one's gonna walk you through the entire new build process and set your mind at ease. And then this video here, this is one that you're gonna wanna watch because it is specifically for out-of-state buyers, giving you tips on how to relocate here to Arizona.